Here with
Griffin Barrows.
Griffin Barrows.
Miller Axton.
Hendricks.
Hendricks. How are you guys today?
Good.
Yeah. Really good.
And we're shooting for...
GuysInSweatpants.
Of course. And have you guys met before, or is this a first meeting?
First meeting.
First for all of us then.
I follow him on Twitter. So when Austin told me that he would be in the scene, I was like super stoked. And then he and we follow each other on Twitter. We're both interested in yoga. So.
And so you all just met today?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so you guys follow each other on Twitter and everything, so I presume then that you've seen each other's work?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're familiar with each other. Do you know, and so you're all shooting together today, right?
Yes, we are.
Do you know who's doing what, or?
I don't think that was like established yet. I think we're all pretty versatile, so it's kind of like whatever organically happens, and that's how it's gonna roll.
It's gonna be a lot of bit of everything.
Sort of improv, it sounds like, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
So I guess Griffin, then, since you've done 3 ways and 2 ways and probably more than that too, and do you have a preference for what's easier to film or more fun to film?
As far as filming goes, it's actually a little easier because you're like you feel like it's like the camera's looking at you less. I mean, you're still there, but you feel like it's less about you, and you get to experience it more. And you actually, for me at least, I enjoy it way more because it's more natural and organic, and I just have a lot more fun with that.
Right. What do you guys think? Is it harder than a duo or easier than a duo?
Yeah, I'll agree with Griffin. I think it's a lot easier just because you kind of get lost in the experience. Not really lost in the experience, but like you're just like so amped by the experience and like, oh my god, there's 2 guys. So
right.
Like,
you forget that
doing that.
Yeah.
Like I was like, here's one, here's another.
Right.
There's always something.
There's always options.
There's always something to do,
The
right?
focal point is always the scene and like who's in the scene. It's
Before you guys became performers, when you first went to apply, how did the application process go in terms of, like, Griffin, when you first started out? Do you remember how you chose which studio you were going to apply for and how that came to be?
Yeah, I was actually working like a regular day job, and it was really demanding, and I couldn't get another job. So I needed something that would pay, for just like a day or 2 off. And so I applied to a bunch of places, but like I was way less in shape in the very beginning, and like very pale because like I never went outside, and so no one was really hiring me except like one smaller studio, and that's how I started. It was just this one studio that kind of took a chance on me, and then I just kept going to the gym and watched what I ate and got better and better.
And what about you guys? Did you how did you decide where you were going to apply and that process?
Mine happened kind of on a whim. I actually was like looking to get an appointment when I was 18, and then I got cold feet. So fast forward to now, I'm 25. I saw another performer at a club out here in San Diego, and I told him, I'm like, dude, I want in. Like, what's up? And he connected me with people, and like it just happened really fast. Like it was like within a month's time, I was already like shooting. Like so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
how about you?
So mine was just like on a whim as well, I think, or yours was on a whim. I had a friend that had worked for GuysInSweatpants and heard nothing but great things, and so I kind of just sent the photos. I actually like forgot all about it, and then I got a text from Austin because I like checked my email like religiously for like 3 weeks, and I was like, okay, like you did it, you had your fun, like you sent some photos over the internet, like it's fine. And then I got a text and like, this is Austin Wild, and I was like. So it was definitely interesting, and then so he texted me. It took like a month and a half, but I was out in San Diego performing. I think it was in October, so still relatively new.
Yeah, I remember when like he tweeted your first photo out. I was like, oh my gosh, here he comes.
Yeah,
He's coming.
It was definitely interesting to see online, but it's been fun.
When I saw that interview tape and he's like, I'm into yoga, I was like, yeah.
Oh, because you're into yoga too, right? You were mentioning that, right? Do you guys do it? How long have you been doing it?
I've been practicing for 4 years, but 2 years has like the past 2 years have been serious, and I go daily. So.
Right, and what about you?
I actually started with aerial yoga.
Oh wow!
So I used the silks. I like hadn't stepped foot on the mat, and then I moved, and there was no aerial yoga studios. So I went on the mat, and then I got trained, and I can teach yoga. So.
Oh, so do you teach it professionally too?
I do.
Nice. before you filmed your first scene, did you have any expectations or predictions as to like how it would go? And then when you did it measure up, or how was it different than what you may have expected, if it was different?
I don't think I expected his dick to be so big. That's the best way to put it.
Who was it? Was it with Austin?
Austin.
Yeah.
So it was definitely an experience for the first time. It was definitely like the biggest, and remains to this day the biggest dick that has ever been inside of me.
But the result was fucking impeccable. Just so you know.
So I was just more impressed, like he got it in.
Right.
But as far as like expectations, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I think I've heard horror stories about like these terrible things that happen to these people, or these porn stars, and I was like, oh, I'm nervous. So like I was like shaking before, and like they made it super comfortable. It wasn't awkward. It was just real sex.
Right.
So it was definitely good. It was but I never really know, like I feel like if you go on with expectations, you feel the need to meet them, and I didn't want to like not be myself on camera. I didn't want to be someone who isn't me performing, because then it wouldn't be authentic and someone would be able to tell that.
Having started in say 2014, I guess is what I'm thinking. Yeah. And now here we are 4 years later, 2018. So I wonder, there's been a lot of changes, I think, in the business, and I wonder, is there anything that stands out to you as being like, oh, we do this now, but we didn't do this 4 years ago? Is there anything different?
It's hard for me to like be the authority on that, because I did start with a smaller studio that was really straightforward. But one thing I've noticed as a trend is like really like big production studios. They tend to like to do plots, but the plots have been like really homogenized. Like someone will kick it off, they'll have like a video that goes viral, and then everyone else copies it. Like recently, it's been like I'm cheating on my fiance, and she's in the room with us. You're whatever, blowing me under the table, and she's right here, man. Like that sort of thing. Which I've seen in big studios, but with actually like a lot of stuff that I get really positive feedback from is like, again, the more authentic stuff, like private videos, or like just people who are like sexhibitionists, like the natural stuff, because I really think that more and more, even if people don't overtly know it, they're picking up on real chemistry and how that comes through the camera. Right. And I think those two kind of trends are going on.
Guys in Sweatpants, I've been reviewing and watching porn for well, even before I started doing it, I was watching it, 10 years prior to that. So but I've been watching so much, and I always, I've just noticed, I think that Guys in Sweatpants is really some of the best there is, and it just keeps getting better, actually. And I wonder, other than the great casting they have, what do you think it is that makes Guys in Sweatpants so great, and why do you think the scenes turn out so well?
I'll definitely say like that the process it's extremely organic, so there's no like stress involved at all, period. And like a lot of natural cultivation of like relationship between the people, or it's I don't know, I'll say we're well groomed to like be friends prior to the sex. And like that's what adds to the allure of like when we actually get on camera, it makes everything really cool. So it's just that it's authentically raw, natural, genuine, and it's not sport fucking. It's just hanging out with the friends and doing what every boy dreamed of. Because me personally, I've always dreamed of something like this.
Ash, what do you think makes a good scene for you, or a good production?
I think you kind of hit the nail on the head by like grooming before. It's coming in today, like I just arrived a few minutes ago, and like I got really nervous. I was like, all right, I'm gonna walk in there, and I'm gonna be like ready to go, and like rushing to get through stuff. And like that's not how it goes. They give you time to get to know each other. It's not like, I feel like when you take someone home from a club, a complete stranger, it always ends in disappointment. That's like 9 times out of 10. And so like to alleviate that, getting to know someone before you do anything, you're gonna get like knowing someone's gonna help you while filming, because if you know them as a person, it kind of gives you indications of what they like and what they don't like. And like, if you're able to hit on those things while you're filming and have it be not forced, and then being like, oh, don't do that, or oh, don't do this, or do this, or do this. Like having that in the video, you can feel, and it feels mechanical. Right. So there's like the flow and like organic movement of like bodies that know what each other want is a lot better than
think it's safe to say we all want each other.
Nice. I better let you get to it. But what do you think, Griffin? What do you think makes how do you know when you've done a good job?
Back to the whole like chemistry thing. It's sometimes like it's really hard to even just explain it. It's like seeing a beautiful thing. You can try to put it into words, but it's hard to explain. But you just know by that chemistry. Like I can feel whenever a scene is good. I can feel when a scene is bad, and like it's almost always spot on. And yeah, like afterwards, if you're after you come and the cameras are off, if you like end up like kissing the guy a bit more or whatever, or talking to him afterwards, you kind of know you've had that chemistry.
Right. Do you watch your own porn?
No, I don't. And the reason
do you watch the trailers at least?
Sometimes, or but the reason I don't is because I never want to just view myself as an object in it. I want to always like be in my own headspace and not view myself as something outside of myself. That's why I rarely ever. Sometimes I will if it's like a really big dick, and I'm like, did I really swallow that? Like, and I'll watch that that clip, but
right.
I don't ever watch my own stuff.
Yeah, I think I watched you in a scene at another studio and doing something with a big dick, and it was one of my favorites. Yeah.
It's funny, like when I was like a kid, I used to like in like the elementary school, whatever. I used to like chug milk and water, and people would like pay me like pennies and nickels and stuff. Like, and then fast forward to now, it's like, oh right, that is a skill. Like just chugging.
I'm gonna let you guys get to it because we're getting there, I think, right now. So I'm gonna let you go. No, thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk, and I can't wait to see what happens in a few minutes here. But everyone else will be seeing it on video, and have a good time.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.